Hello my friends, welcome to this new practical activity on our second classification model, which is of course the k-nearest neighbors. And now we're going to go into part 3, classification, and then k-nearest neighbors, KNN. Alright, and as usual we're going to start with Python, and inside this folder you will indeed find two files. Of course, the k-nearest neighbors implementation in IPYNB format, which you can open with either Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab, and the same dataset social network ads containing 400 observations where each observations, each row corresponds to customers, and for each of these customers we get the age, that's the first feature, the estimated salary, that's the second feature, and their purchase decision, whether or not they bought, yes or no, the SUV. And that's of course the dependent variable. And our exercise here is to learn some correlations between these features, the age and the estimated salary, to predict this dependent variable purchased. And the goal of all this is to, of course, predict which customers are going to buy the new SUV so that we can optimize our targeting. All right? So exactly the same. And now we're going to open this implementation, k-nearest neighbor, with either Google Collaboratory or Jupyter Notebook. Choose your favorite. And now it is opening the notebook, laying it out in a second. So loading it, laying it out, there we go. And that's the notebook. And as you probably noticed, I actually kept the logistic regression implementation to show you indeed that all the code cells inside these two implementations are the same, all the code cells are the same except the one where we indeed build and train the model on the training set, right? So up to here, all this is the same, all this is the same. And once we reach that step where we train the classification model on the training set, well, that's where we have this single change. And then all the rest is the same. Then we predict a new result, with the same name for the classifier, which we called classifier. Then we predict the tested results here. Once again, we have nothing to change. It's all the same, right? All the same. So if by any chance you are starting with KNN, before logistic regression, I really encourage you to do logistic regression first because all these cells are explained in detail. And for this KNN implementation, we will just re-implement, that cell to train the KNN model on the training set. All right, you see, so that's why it is a classification template which you can use to build any other classification models. And together, we will of course use this classification template to build all our other classification models, including KNN, support vector machine, kernel SVM, naive Bayes, decision tree classification, and random forest classification. And we will all build them in maximum efficiency. All right, so let's start with KNN. As you understood, the only cell that we have to change here is this one. So actually, since we cannot do it here, re-implement it here because this is in read-only mode, well, we'll have to create a new file, a copy of this file by clicking here, this button, save a copy in Drive. This will create a copy, and inside which we will be able to re-implement that cell to build and train the KNN model. All right, so let's do this. We just need to scroll down here. All the rest is the same, and there we go. So what we're going to do is just remove that cell, and there we go. Now we can re-implement that cell. So let's create a new code cell, and now I would like you to please press pause on this video to indeed try to do it yourself first. Because once again, I not only want to train you on machine learning, but also I want to train you on how to be independent and create things on your own, create your machine learning models on your own. I already guided you on how to navigate the Scikit-learn API to find some information and some tools. And now I would like you to do this same exercise again. Please press pause on the video and navigate the Scikit-learn API to find the class that allows indeed to build the KNN model. And then you know how to train it on the training set. All right, so in 2 seconds now, we're going to start the solution together. Here we go. All right, so let's suppose, I'm just like you. I'm not an expert in machine learning, and I would like to build and train a KNN model on the training set. So since I actually have no idea of what is the name of the class that does it, well, I'm going to go, of course, to search it online. And inside, well, we will do it this way, Scikit-learn. Then we're going to go to the first link, right? We will end up in the Scikit-learn welcoming page. Then we're going to go, remember, to API, which contains all the modules and functions and classes of Scikit-learn. And now, there we go. We are looking for the class that allows to build the KNN model. So let's scroll down a bit. And if we have, too much difficulty to find it, well, we will do a Control or Command F to find it. There are many tricks. Actually, you can also directly type in your search bar k-nearest neighbor class Scikit-learn or Scikit-learn k-nearest neighbor class, something like that. But I like to navigate the Scikit-learn API because it is really well made. And so here, by scrolling down, do we find it? Yes, here it is. Nearest neighbors. So it was actually hard to miss. Indeed, we had to scroll down a bit, but that's okay because it's really good to get familiar with the Scikit-learn library.